All right, so right after I was done shooting this video, a clip came out about Saquon Barkley and the Giants negotiating his contract. The Giants were going to offer this man $7 million. $7 million, bro. Insane. That is crazy to me. But you know, this sound like the owner was reasonable. He's letting the GM do his job, but the owner really wanted to keep Saquon. You're talking about a guy in 2022 that gave you over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, and you guys couldn't give him a proper contract. And then you look at the roster of running backs and you say Devin Singletary and stuff. Saquon is like the second best running back in this league. But I'm going to play the clip and I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Because we're not going to franchise him. Like, it doesn't make any sense to franchise him. So.
Unless you think you can trade him after doing that.
Right. And then could we get something and trade him? What are we really going to get? Unless it got down to like $7 million. And I don't want to offer that because I don't want to be like we disrespected him. There's 31 teams. It only takes one to, maybe be open to doing something. If it doesn't get to that, hey, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to let you hit free agency, find out your market, come back, and let us know if we can match it. If we can, we'll have those discussions.
I mean, in a perfect world, I'd still like to have him back. Until we can prove that we can have a decent offense without him.
Daniel's making a lot of money, and it's the fork. Like, we got to figure out is he the guy? So we got to protect him. We need to put resources there.
Yeah.
We have Waller, Belly, a healthy Wandell, Hyatt, Slayton. We'll have to find a running back, but upgrade the offensive line, give him a chance.
That would force us to take a running back in the high to mid.
Or we can still sign one. There's going to be guys, if we're patient, that end up shaking out. Devin Singletary, who was in Houston, played for 275 this year. Joe Mixon may be a cap casualty, so now you got Saquon, Jacobs, Pollard, Eckler. That's 6 guys right there that are free agents. How many clubs really need running backs where they're going to invest resources in the position? Second week of free agency, I think there'll be some value guys, specifically at the running back position.
Yeah, I wouldn't commit to anything.
This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Jalen Hurts. Yes, he is still working. Also, we got to talk about Cam Jurgens being the X factor. Lastly, Kelee Ringo. Yes, he's working too. But let's get straight into it. All right, so today, or yesterday I should say, Jalen Hurts decided to drop some picks, give us some exclusives. He was in the gym working out, and there was one picture that was so cryptic and so good. He's working out, but they got Randall Cunningham, playing in the background. It was legendary. Like, Jalen Hurts is aware of the culture. I think he really loves Randall Cunningham, the Michael Vicks, and the Donovan McNabbs, the black quarterback lineage here. Of course, he got respect for the other quarterbacks like the Nick Foles of the world. Not sure how him and Carson Wentz relationship was, but Jalen Hurts is locked into the Philadelphia Eagles culture. He also dropped some pictures of him working, and I think these pictures are a little old from another day, but they were never seen. So he had a picture with him, Johnny Wilson, and Ananias Smith. Like the other pictures we seen, it was him and Johnny Wilson and him and Paris Campbell. But in those pictures before, I kept saying like, man, I wish Ananias Smith was there working as well while he got all the rookies and stuff out. And Lord and behold, Ananias Smith was there. And I like to see Ananias Smith work because drifted off Jalen Hurts a little bit and talk about Ananias Smith. So I think he's the interesting piece. He's like I won't say X factor, but if he can be really good, we have our third wide receiver for a long time instead of, we, for the past couple of years, we had to sign guys. We had to sign Zach Pascal last year, Zacchaeus, because Quez Watkins, we thought he could be that wide receiver 3, but he couldn't. But if Ananias Smith can play at a high level, he can be our wide receiver 3 for a very long time. So it's good to see that him and Jalen Hurts working with the young guys, trying to build some chemistry, see what they like, especially a guy like Ananias Smith, because that wide receiver 3 spot to me is still wide open. You got John Ross, okay, cool. You got Paris Campbell, okay, cool. Then Anaya Smith can really step up and take that spot. He can. I think he's the natural in that wide receiver three spot. He make people miss. He's fast. He's a good route runner. Remind me of like a Debo. You could put him in the backfield, use him as a running back. You can move this dude all over the place. But if he work out, yeah, that core is going to be insane. Anaya Smith, Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown for a long time, and then you'll have Anaya Smith on a rookie deal for a while. I'm just saying, if he works out, it'll make everything good for us. But again, Jalen Hurts dropped the exclusives. I love it. He's still working. He also dropped some pictures of him at the Lehigh Stadium, the baseball thing with Devontae Smith. I love it. I love that Jalen Hurts is interacting with the fans a bit. He's not typing much, but he's interacting. He know what's going to get us excited. He know that we got like 2-3 more weeks of until training camp. So he's probably trying to just give us something to be excited about. Maybe even post something himself just to get excited about, get him amped up, get him going. Because I guess if the fans get going, he probably could get going. So it's good that he's dropping exclusives for us. But speaking of a guy that's working and dropping stuff, Kelee Ringo. Yes, Kelee Ringo is working as well. Like a 5-second clip of him working and doing this thing. And Kelee Ringo, it's the guy to watch for training camp. I believe he's the guy to watch. We love the Isaiah Rodgers of the world. Quinyon Mitchell, of course, a first-round pick. Cooper DeJean, of course. Slay is Slay. But Kelee Ringo, again, is a guy to watch. I think it's between him and Isaiah Rodgers. So hopefully, it's a good battle. And Vic Fangio picked the best guy. But I keep saying this, I believe Isaiah Rodgers is the best corner on the team as of today. That's what makes it so hard for like a Quinyon and a Kelee Ringo, because Isaiah Rodgers, even though he took a year off, he's still playing at a high level, which is insane. You'll think, it'd be rust and this and that. Nah, no rust. None of that. He's probably well rested and he's ready to go. So it's gonna make things difficult for Kelee Ringo. And what sucks about Kelee Ringo, he might be like the third. It might be Isaiah Rodgers, Slay, and Ringo right now. And again, it sucks because Ringo, they're not gonna start him over Darius Slay. That's why the questions start coming up. Like, should we just, trade Slay and let the young guys work? I mean, Kansas City did it. Kansas City did it when they played us in the Super Bowl. They knew Trent McDuffie and all those dudes were young, and he was like, "F it, we just gonna rock with it. Let the young guys work." Whereas though with us, sometimes we can get stuck on the veterans for too long. Like, we love Bradbury coming into the season, but of course, how the season ended, it's like, dang. Maybe we should have just let him go and stuck with the young guys. Maybe we should have gave the contract we gave to him to CJ Gardner-Johnson at the time. So we can't be afraid, to cut ties if necessary. Even though I think Slay got one more good year, like one more solid year, and the Eagles are probably looking at that too. So it'll be interesting what we do with Slay and the Bradburys. Bradbury will get a shot at safety. We'll see if that work out. But to me, safety's got to be physical, and I don't look at James Bradbury as the physical guy. So we'll see. We'll see what he can do as far as with that. But again, Kelee Ringo putting in the work, doing what he had to do, getting ready for training camp. And as Nick Sirianni said, be in the best shape of your life, because ain't no more Sean Desai. Ain't no more Jonathan Gannon with these easy practice. This is an old school Pennsylvania guy who grew up a fan of the Eagles. You don't think he want to see his team win? He's going to push the mess out of this team. So hopefully they're in the best shape of their life. All right, so I want to talk about Cam Jurgens. Yeah, so Cam Jurgens, according to PFF, he's the X factor on the Philadelphia Eagles. He is the X factor, and I couldn't agree more. As far as offensive side, yes, I couldn't agree more. Now with Cam Jurgens, and I hope fans don't do this, he's going to struggle a bit trying to fit in basically Jason Kelsey's shoes, though some big shoes to fill. And I think of it like the Isaac Salamalu thing. You know, we had Brooks, who was a phenomenal guard coming from the Houston Texans to us. Phenomenal. And when Isaac Salamalu, when it was his turn, he wasn't as good. He wasn't as good, and people overly criticized him. And I'm like, well, he is playing beside Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, and then Jordan Mailata started to step up in that big role. It's like he's playing, beside some really good guys, and he's got to fill some big shoes. And then now we start seeing it like, man, Isaac Salamalu was good. He was good. He just wasn't legendary good. And I hope Cam Jurgens don't go through that same thing. He's going to go through his bumps and bruises. Some things he might look rusty on, and people are going to compare him to Jason Kelsey. And I hope they don't do that. While he can move like Jason Kelsey, he's bigger than Jason Kelsey, but he's not Jason Kelsey. So Cam Jurgens just got to find his footing, do what he have to do. And if Cam Jurgens work out, yeah, our line gonna be good. Now, right guard is the underrated battle because you got Tyler Steen there, you have the guy we just drafted, Keegan there, and you got Becton there. So you got some guys there that can, that really want that spot. So that's a really good spot. In the center position is Cam Jurgens, and I think he's going to be solid. But hopefully he don't go through the woes. And well, while he's going through the woes, it's going to happen. The fans don't get on him too hard. I hope not. But yeah, Cam Jurgens is definitely the X factor as far as on the offense. I think he'll pan out really well, but he just got to stand strong because it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Yes, Jalen Hurts decided to drop some teasers on us, drop some photos. I wish he dropped some workout videos, but that's me being greedy. He dropped some photos. We got to salute to that. Also, Cam Jurgens being the X factor. And can Kelee Ringo earn a starting spot? Ooh, that cornerback position, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be interesting what the Eagles do. Will they trade some people? Will they cut some people? Because you still got Eli Ricks, who is phenomenal, who has a great upside. Zach McPherson. I know a lot of people are down on him, but I think he's a solid guy. And if not, I mean, special teams is his calling. So, man, oh, man, cornerback position is going to be interesting. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm up.